everyone, my name is Melody Starlight. This is the first time I make a video like this. This won't be too long as I just wanted to point out some things I want to talk about before the release of the final episode of the amazing Digital Circus, which will come out in theaters. Which, by the way, I am not gonna watch it early because it's not available in my country. But anyway, so I watched the video basically talking about the Jax problem, and honestly, I couldn't agree more. Because while I do understand that Jax getting so much focus in the show is so crucial that it will probably be explained later in the finale, and I don't think I'd have much an issue with it if it weren't at the cost of other characters' development. Like, to me personally, I just don't find the whole Ragatha's character arc really satisfying, at least to me, because even though we were promised that she will get her own episode in episode 5, until Gooseworks mentioned later that both episode 5 and 6 will be more about Jax and Ragatha, which was fine by me. I mean, if anything, I thought it would be very interesting, as long as both of them get the equal focus. And when I heard about the change, I assumed it was gonna be also about Ragatha and Jax's relationship. Like, besides from that one line where Ragatha said to Kingo that Jax hates her,
pushing them away, and then they end up hating me.
Well, I don't think anyone in here hates you.
Jax does!
but we don't get to see why. Like, the way Jax shot her with a gun in episode 6 with such an angry look on his face clearly shows that he has some grudge or hatred towards her, but we never got an explanation about these two, and I was kind of disappointed with that, honestly. I also wanted to learn more about Ragatha's relationship with other characters like Zubul and Gengo. For me, it seemed like there was a lot of going on between these three characters, and the fact that we didn't get to see that, it's honestly really frustrating. Like, I want to know why Zubul and Gengo don't talk to Ragatha that much, honestly. In episode 4, at least there was some explanation behind it. Like, Gengo wasn't sure whether Ragatha was just being honest about her feelings and such. Which makes sense, especially after Ragatha said this.
Well, a team works much better when we're all giving it 110% instead of, 5.
No offense, but you're kind of annoying when you have your happy mask. Wait, is that mean to say?
Like, I know Ragatha obviously didn't mean it. It was just the stupid sauce made her say things like this. And I honestly don't know. I wish that there was some sort of a conversation with Ragatha and Gengo. Like, yeah, Ragatha did apologize to Gengo when she said that. She told her that she didn't mean it, obviously, and that what she said wasn't true. But we did see one-on-one conversation between these two, you know? Jax mostly gets this big focus when it comes to conversations, and yeah, we even had this also big conversation between Gengo and Zubul, especially in episode 6, which I honestly really enjoyed it. And my X13 is my favorite ship of all time, like my OTP. Honestly, I love this thing so much. And even Jax and Harmony, like, we get this, like, to see them being very close with each other. Like they really enjoyed being around each other, even though Jax obviously doesn't want to admit it because he doesn't want to be close with others. I fear that maybe I don't know, Pomni will abstract and that he will have to live in sadness knowing that he lost one of his close friends, like what just happened with Ribbit and Kaufmo. Which obviously, even that, it doesn't excuse his actions. Like, yeah, he bullies others so that he won't get attached to them. But even if he doesn't want to get attached, which is understandable, that doesn't give him the right to physically tormenting and mentally and emotionally like this. There's no excuse to be shitty around others. And even that, you know what I mean? Like Jax get so much screen time. Almost feel like what will people call it, Jax show, even though Pomni is like protagonist. And again, I said that I don't exactly have much of an issue with it, with Jax being a very, very important character besides Pomni. But I don't know, I just feel like we didn't get to explore Ragatha that much. Like, yeah, we learned about her backstory, how her mom was abusive, and that's why she had to run away or something. At least she said that she doesn't really miss her mom. But we didn't really get to explore much of her relationship with other characters. Like, yeah, she had her moments with Pomni, but I feel like most of these moments were just off screen. Now, don't get me wrong, I definitely did love the scene between Ragatha and Kinger, and it was emotional in a beautiful way. And I even learned something from the wise Kinger about why pleasing others constantly isn't healthy, and how looking after yourself is not the same way as giving up on someone who is important to you. This scene was really important to me, and perhaps I will talk about that in a separate video. In episode 6, when the characters were shooting each other with guns and all, I don't know why, but I expected to have some sort of the aftermath after the whole gun game, especially with Zubul. You know, when they gave both Pomni and Jax multiple middle fingers before they shot them, I low-key thought it meant that Zubul is going to treat Pomni a lot harsher after episode 6 because, you know, she attempted to be friends with someone like Jax who abused them and tormented them for years. And honestly, I would blame Zubul if that happened, honestly. Especially that scene where Gangle explained how terrified she was of Jax.
Do you think Jax is gonna be mad that I didn't team up with him?
I wouldn't worry about him right now. It's all just a game in the end.
It's Jax, though. He probably wants revenge, and he's gonna make it painful.
Hey, you deserve better than thinking about him when he's not even here. You're a human. You're not his toy.
It sometimes doesn't feel that way.
Everyone has the right to be angry or even hate Jax for all the trouble he made them go through, especially when it's clear that he attempted to lock everyone else in the circus in the episode 7. And I don't know, I feel like there isn't really a big fight or a conflict. I mean, yeah, there is a fight between Pomni and Jax, but honestly, I don't know, it didn't really add much other than just to attempt to, I don't know, to show how miserable Jax is, even though I don't know, he's such a douche, honestly. I get it, that's the whole point of it. They want to show how pathetic Jax is, but I don't know, it feels like they really trying to make him irredeemable, I think, but without making him too unlikable, especially especially with the way they show him constantly having panic attacks, which honestly I don't have an issue with trying to add complexity other than him being a douchebag. Maybe I don't know if it's just me, but I notice how their feelings about the way he abused them was dismissed with the excuse of oh, everyone did the bad things. But like, I don't know, I always felt conflicted about this line. I get that Pomni was trying to calm everyone down, but to me, whether it was intentional or not, she really said that, and it just dismissed everyone's feelings and them being justified with their hatred towards Jax after everything he made them go through because of him. I just genuinely hope by the end of the amazing digital circus finale, it will be more focused about Jax's actions and consequences for the way he harmed others. Not the same repetitive backstory where it's just oh, he lost his closest friends, Kaufmo and Ribbit, and that's why he's like that, acting mean and violent towards others. And I'm just like, yeah, it's awful to lose your close friends, and no one deserves to go through that no matter what. But Ragatha and Kinga were one of the oldest circus members, and no doubt they witnessed so many people in the circus get abstracted, but never once they acted the way Jax did. So my point is that while episode 9 of TADC will last for about an hour, I don't think it will be enough to explore each character's death, which is unfortunate. But I hope at least that it will finish each character's arc in a satisfying way, so that it's not rushed. And hopefully, if they decided to give Jax a redemption arc, which I have mixed feelings about that, at least for once, have him say sorry or apologize for everyone he hurt and caused a lot of misery to.
It starts with sorry.